Hi, if you're wondering about what podcast app to use to record and build a community around your authentic brand or voice, I highly recommend Anchor. After spending time podcasting on other apps, researching other apps, I have come to the conclusion that Anchor is the best app that lets me create a community and have guests on as well. Because one, it's absolutely free. Secondly, there are creation tools that allow you to record. You do not need expensive equipment. It's extremely user friendly on the mobile app. You can make money from your podcast with no sign up fees. You can start immediately. Pod- Anchor will line you up with sponsors it believes are a good fit for you and your brand, voice, and purpose. So please download the free Anchor app. Download it from anchor.fm or the Apple Store or Play Store. Thank you and happy listening.
Hi, and welcome to the Rise podcast. The purpose of this podcast is to give prominence to authentic brands and humans that leverage social impact. I'm your host, Sophia Ramoy, and today we're going to talk about mental health. I'm creating a series called Mental Health Mondays, and I will be featuring the great work behind Ariana Huffington's Thrive community, as well as a local yogi who focuses on mental health called Roxy Isla. Be sure to tune in for all the details. Hi everyone, and thanks again for tuning in. So this evening, it's Monday today, Monday the 7th of December, and I wanted to have a one-on-one with you and discuss something that I created today. So this morning I was trying to do a social media post, and I wanted to use the hashtag Monday Motivation, and then I thought, no, let's create our own Monday hashtag. So I created a mental health Monday hashtag, and that sort of set the intention for what I wanted to do today, and that was not to do anything too analytical and focus on tasks that allowed me to use my creativity as opposed to something strictly analytical. So that involved me testing a campaign that used very non-intended marketing photos which we took from an idyllic day on the boat in the harbor. And I didn't take most of the photos, but they kind of captured moments that I thought were unique and rare and didn't look too markety. So I today wanted to talk about Mental Health Mondays and discuss the ins and outs of how we all thrive and have become resilient during this period of time in our lives, no pun intended. Thrive also is the brand. It is a community created by Arianna Huffington, and its mission is to focus on wellness in the workplace. And I have become a global contributor to it, but the honest truth is I haven't thought of a particular issue or topic that I wanted to focus on. So I've now realized that it's these mental health Mondays. So let me tell you a bit more about Thrive. So from Arianna Huffington herself. In Thrive, Arianna Huffington makes an impassioned and compelling case for the need to redefine what it means to be successful in today's world. Arianna Huffington's personal wake-up call came in the form of a broken cheekbone and a nasty gash over her eye, the result of a fall brought on by exhaustion and lack of sleep. As the president and editor-in-chief of Huffington Post Media Group, one of the fastest-growing media companies in the world, she is celebrated as one of the world's most influential women. She is, by far, by any traditional measure, extraordinarily successful. Yet as she found herself going from brand MRI to CAT scan to echocardiogram to find out if there was any underlying medical problem beyond exhaustion, she wondered, is this really what success feels like? As more and more people are coming to realize there is far more to living a truly successful life than just earning a bigger salary and capturing a corner office. Our relentless pursuit of the two traditional metrics of success, power and money, has led to an epidemic of burnout and stress-related illnesses, and an erosion in the quality of our relationships, family life, and ironically, our careers. In being connected to the world 24/7, we're losing our connection to what truly matters. Drawing on the latest groundbreaking research and scientific findings in the fields of psychology, sports, sleep, and physiology that show the profound and transformational effects of meditation, mindfulness, unplugging, and giving, Arianna shows us the way to a revolution of our culture, our thinking, our workplace, and our lives. So that gives a glimpse of what Thrive is, and she's written a book about this, and there's now a community, a global community, must I add. So this now leads me to a case study. So Roxy Ayala, who I met during the lockdown virtually, will be a session host during our upcoming Rise Wellness Retreat. So Roxy Ayala's story is one that has a lot in common with Arianna Huffington's personal experience with exhaustion. So Roxy Ayala is a fun, energetic, absolutely bubbly individual, and that's just from reading her emails. Roxy has gone on a personal and passionate commitment to becoming a mental health ambassador in Australia, and she is also a certified yogi as well. So I want you to meet Roxy. Roxy's intention is to support and build a community on a journey of self-care through yoga, from self-care and self-love comes mental health, happiness, and resilience. Roxy believes that your state of mind influences every decision you make: food, relationships, work, and money. Your mental state influences if you react or respond when life happens. Now that poses this very important question that provoked me. Are you reacting or are you responding when life happens? So Roxy has been actively on this path of self-discovery since 2014, after depression and anxiety led to putting life on hold for 3 years. She is a happy-go-lucky girl, but it did get to a point where she did not want to get out of bed in 2013. She committed to her health, which started this journey to healing, health, and recovery, which has ultimately led to taking life off hold, studying again, working again, traveling and connecting with the world again, and has also led her to Roxy becoming a yoga teacher. So as I mentioned, Roxy is a mental health ambassador and speaks at community events in Australia about depression and anxiety, plus her own work-life balance publications, which have been distributed throughout her home country in Papua New Guinea. So a question Roxy asks is, how do you keep your cup full? So as Ariana suggested, we have defined our lives by success, money, or the sought after office in a corner. And using those metrics to define success is not healthy. It's fueled by ego and a mechanical approach to our careers, and completely leaves our authentic selves on the side. So what does Roxy mean by keeping your cup full? And she's not talking about your cup of coffee, tea, or hot chocolate. Roxy is talking about your mental and emotional cup, so that you are able to show up as the fullest version of yourself at work. Plus show up fully in your community, with friends, with your spouse, and your children. This message came to Roxy during two yoga courses she completed with Bex Tyra in Indonesia. Roxy spent 18 days in Ubud learning about the history and lineages of yoga, authentic teaching, service, embodying yoga, traditional and contemporary yoga. One of the key messages that came up through from her teacher was the ability to keep her cup full in order to serve others and share, not only yoga, but in business and with her community, friends, and family. Today, she invites her community to take stock of where they are and how they spend their time at work and outside of the office, and see what brings them joy so that they can fill their cups, and to give themselves more, to enable them to be fully present with those around them. So Roxy believes, like Ariana, that society values our busyness and hustling hard. But if we were to stop at the business, slow down, and take time to do what we truly enjoyed, and to rest, and be okay with rest rather than see it as a sign of laziness. Rest and working with intention is something Roxy has been working on in her 30s. Her 20s flew by as she jumped into her career head first after graduating. She was living and working hard rather than smart. This approach basically left her lethargic and led to her taking 3 years out of her marketing career when she hit her 30th birthday. She re-entered her career over the past 3 years with a different approach. Roxy is now spending time around in her career, striving to work smarter rather than harder, Like all of us, she is a work in progress and makes mistakes as she goes along. However, she is purposefully intentional. In comparison to her early career where she worked hard, played harder, and never rested until she mentally and emotionally broke, she now encourages her community to build a sustainable career rather than sprint through life. So this brings me to a term that we hear about when we are working on projects, and that is called scrums. So in scrums, there are processes called sprints where everyone is committed to a particular objective or process to accomplish a bigger task within a scrum. And this is a form of lane thinking which allows us to get things done a lot quicker. But that also makes me wonder, we are now progressing at a transformational rate in comparison to how workplaces and teams functioned 10, 20, 30 years ago. We now have an entire suite of productivity apps which allow us to integrate faster, get responses faster, and scale faster. This also, despite being positive for human progress and for achieving societal outcomes quicker, this also makes us work at an astronomical effective rate, which does not allow us to heal, recuperate, build the rest periods intentionally so that we can be more productive and more resilient over a longer period of time. And I can personally, from experience, acknowledge that this has had a profound impact on my life. And I am now beginning to close off periods in my calendar on a day. And for example, I can now say I'm taking Monday mental health day. I'm taking a mental health day. And that's a new approach I see as being more effective than saying, of ignoring that silent voice within myself and seeing the symptoms that are leading to a possible burnout, where you end up being sick and then you have to take an entire period of time off work. And in most people's cases, we're talking about months or years just to peel the onion and build up smarter and more resilient. So the question is, are we reducing the barriers for people to speak up and say, I am not feeling too well, I feel burnt out, may I please take the day off? And then have someone, superior respond and say, hang on, are you sick? No, you can't take the day off. But then that is a preventative method of you saying, no, I'm not sick, but I need to check out today, or at least for the next 2 days, And that's being frowned upon as, not being a team player or you being lazy. But it really is align your colleagues or your team organization in their role as a wellness team. And she looked at me and she said, "That's what stress does to your body." And it made me refuse to work and actually pause again and do a re-evaluation of how I'm going to design my life and the team I'm going to build around me. And my own personal approaches to well-being. So moving forward, I think mental health Mondays need to be more accepted. It might not be a Monday, it could be a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But if a colleague of yours is showing symptoms, we all need to make ourselves more, train ourselves about recognizing symptoms of burnout or exhaustion or fatigue in our colleagues, and being more understanding. And most people won't come and tell you, "Oh, this is how I feel." But if you are able, as an observer in your workplace or in your community, to see that symptoms early on, then I think we would build a more compassionate and understanding workplace and community that, in the longer term, is able to be more productive, more sustainable, and more profitable financially and socially. So I'll leave it there. If you have any questions or comments, I would love to hear about it. And I will definitely reach out to Roxy and find a suitable time for her to come on board and tell us more about what her own personal experience was in her own words, so we can continue this conversation and bring it into more workplaces. I thank you for your time, and please follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is @SPOWF, SPOWF. Please comment there, and feel free to reach out to me via email at hello@sr-curio.com. Thank you, and we'll see you again soon.